Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. MRT1 and MRT2 have failed to meet their targets for daily ridership according to the 2024 Auditor General's report. They also failed to meet the targeted numbers of trains in operation and peak hour frequency. MRT1, also known as the Kajang Line, the average daily passenger rate ranged from 10.8% to 37.4% from the start of its full operation in 2017 until 2023. For MRT2, the Putrajaya Line, the average daily passenger rate stood at 20,842 passengers in 2022, or 20% of the targeted 104,000. In 2023, readership reached 45.6% of the targeted 196,000. In response to these findings, MRT Corp attributed the failure to meet set targets to moderate train usage after the pandemic and issues with the train. It also said it remained optimistic that factors such as targeted fuel subsidies, the introduction of congestion charges, and the rise in parking fees could help improve ridership for MRT1 and MRT2. There were several reveals in today's AG's report. The River of Life program, which aims to rehabilitate and beautify the Klang and Gombak rivers, is behind schedule with none of the objectives fully achieved after 13 years and nearly 4 billion ringgit spent. The report also showed that the estimated cost of the Rapid Transit System link had increased by 29.9% or 1.2 billion to 5.24 billion as of December 31st, 2023, compared to the original estimate cost of 4.03 billion, partly due to the expansion of the work scope. The AG's report also showed that 4 out of 27 projects to upgrade and build water treatment plants nationwide were delayed beyond their scheduled completion dates. The AG's report, tabled at the Dewan Rakyat today, highlighted 9 audits involving 11 ministries, with a total cost of audited projects amounting to 41.97 billion ringgit. AG Datuk Wan Suraya Wan Muhammad Razi notes several shortcomings in the implementation of government projects arising from various factors such as lack of monitoring or supervision by relevant parties, lack of coordination between relevant agencies, incomplete databases, and weaknesses in policies and procedures. The Public Accounts Committee found that the Human Resources Development Corp has been utilising a significant portion of the levy it collected for companies for risky investments. The investments were high risk in nature, such as investments in put and call options, which may expose HRD Corp to the risk of significant losses, according to PAC chairperson Datuk Mas Ermayati Samsudin. HRD Corp is a company limited by guarantee under the purview of the Ministry of Human Resources. The PAC found that the amount of levy collection recorded by HRD Corp increased significantly to 2.13 billion in 2023 compared with 475 million in 2020. Ermayati reiterated that HRD Corp is not an investment institution and that its main function is the development of human resources. Meanwhile, the Auditor General's Report 2024 that was released today flagged a suspicious disbursement of training grants totaling 51.69 million by HRD Corp. This amount was paid to 3,726 individuals who attended training multiple times under the Gerak Insan Gemilang scheme, according to the report. Additionally, 234 participants in the scheme were flagged as suspicious for having identical names and identification numbers. The report also revealed that irregularities in the deposit payment process for the Menara Ikhlas property purchase totaling 120 million due to non-compliance with agreement clauses despite the deposit being returned. The PAC had also flagged that the HRD Corp had engaged in several dubious property deals, including the purchase of a 154 million building without board approval. Toyo Ventures Holdings, whose share price plunged to a low this Thursday, has confirmed the termination of the Song Hao 2 thermal power plant project by the Vietnamese government, according to its boss filing. Toyo Ventures said its wholly owned subsidiary, Song Hao 2 Power Co., had received a letter from Vietnam's Ministry of Industry and Trade on July 1st, 2024. Its letter stated that the 90-day period since the issuance of the notice of intention to terminate to the company had expired. However, SH2 has still not remedied the financial agreement for the project. This subsequently resulted in the termination of the build, operate, transfer contract for the project. Toyo Ventures said that the company is evaluating the implications of the notice and will be seeking legal advice to explore appropriate actions and remedies as per the terms of the BOT contract. It had been reported in The Edge that Toyo Ventures had been finding it difficult to secure sufficient financing for the project in time before the deadline. Toyo Ventures fell by as much as 35.2 sen or 25.5% to 1 ringgit 3, its lowest since May 25th. At close, it paid losses to close at 1 ringgit 6 sen, still lower by 32 sen or 23%. Ocean Fresh, which surged 204% in its trading debut, said the company is planning to expand its fish supply in East Malaysia given the region's abundant fish resources, according to Executive Director Teo Chi Han. The company has sourced seafood supplies from Sabah in the last 5 years, and besides Malaysia, Ocean Fresh also sources its seafood products from overseas suppliers hailing from India, Indonesia, China and the Philippines. Ocean Fresh is principally involved in the processing and trading of frozen seafood products, as well as the provision of frozen seafood processing services to its customers in Malaysia, Turkey, China, Thailand, Vietnam and Japan. Executive Director Ki Wan Chum also said that the company is hiring more local workers in order to reduce the heavy reliance on foreign labour, which makes up 61.5% of its total production workforce. Ocean Fresh was the most actively traded stock on the bourse today, closing 175% up from its 28 sen listing price to close at 77 sen. Over 135 million shares changed hands. ONG service company Keyfield International said its wholly owned subsidiary Keyfield Offshore has successfully secured 2 contracts totaling 40 million ringgit to supply accommodation workboats. The contracts involve providing an accommodation work barge and an anchor handling tug supply vessel for Hess Exploration and Production Malaysia BV's Hess offshore operations. The contracts, which commenced in June 2024 and July 2024, are for a charter period of 5 months and 6 months respectively, according to Keyfield. The company added that it will also supply crew and onboard services to perform the agreed scope of work as per the charterer's requirements. Keyfield anticipates that the contracts will contribute positively to earnings and net assets for FY 2024.